Oops. What to do when there's a mess on your floors that's too small for a mop and bucket, but too big or messy for paper towels? There's a machine for that. Meet the Roborock Dyad Pro. I'm Erin from Tech Gadgets Canada and Tech Gadgets International, and there's a growing market in the space between robot vacuums and mops and stick vacuums. There's what you could call a hybrid floor cleaner that works like an upright or a stick, but it's far more versatile, handling wet spills, daily cleaning, and vacuuming all in one device. The new Dyad Pro by Roborock is an upgraded version of its predecessor, the original Dyad, which was first introduced in 2022. This new model has a familiar design, but it comes with several key improvements. In this review, I'll try out the vacuum in my home, show you what it can do, how well it cleans, and I'll put it through some tests. I'll also answer what the difference is between the Roborock Dyad and the Dyad Pro. I'll wrap up with whether I think I can recommend this device for you. An early heads up, if you end up liking this video and finding it helpful, to please hit that like button and consider becoming a subscriber. Both of those things do help me keep making more videos that I hope everyone out there can watch, enjoy, and learn from. And don't forget, if you want to read, reference, or share this review, to head over to techgadgetscanada.com for the full write-up. Let's kick off with what's new with the Dyad Pro, which is on your right, and what makes it different from the now discontinued Dyad Original on the left. Roborock has redesigned the Dyad Pro in a few ways. The cleaner head is bigger and fatter, but at the same time the brushes have narrower edges, which allows it to get closer to walls and baseboards, making it more effective at edge cleaning. Dyad Pro can also stand up on its own, while the original could not. The dirty water tank appears a bit bigger than the original, and on the inside there is a substantial redesign to the filter basket. The original had a simple basket to catch hair and debris, while the Pro version adds more metal mesh. It'll be interesting to see how this works when I get to the testing. Dyad Pro also has an improved charging station that now not only cleans but also dries the vacuum's rollers, a feature the previous model lacked. The Dyad Pro boasts an improved battery life too, with a runtime of 43 minutes and what Roborock says is a 30% more efficient battery. Getting ready to clean with this vacuum doesn't take a whole lot. You do have two assembly tasks. The first is to insert the handle into the top of the vacuum, and it just clicks into place. Next, you'll connect the two halves of the stand. Plug it in and let your Dyad Pro get charged. While it's charging up, let's dive deeper into the key features, and then we'll run some cleaning tests. The Dyad Pro is heavier and bulkier than a typical stick vacuum, but that's not a downside because there's actually a lot more going on. This product both vacuums and mops at once. Let's look underneath to get a feel for what it's doing. A series of roller brushes underneath spin to scrub your floors, while the vacuum suction pulls both dry dirt and wet messes inside. The brushes now get to within 1 millimeter of baseboards and edges. A clean water tank combined with a new cleanser tank adds power to the cleaning, since other similar devices and even the original Dyad used only water. You should get about 20 tanks of water to 1 tank of cleaner, so you're not using a whole lot. The user manual for this floor cleaner says you should only use cleaning solution which is approved by Roborock, or Roborock's own cleaning solution. I wasn't able to find a list of what those approved cleaning solutions might be, and since I didn't have any of Roborock's own solution, I opted for a gentle floor cleaner I already had on hand. The new Pro version of the Dyad comes with the dock that I mentioned that serves a couple purposes. It allows for charging, self-cleaning, and drying of the mopping pads, which can help keep musty smells down. The drying is what's new here, and it takes about 3 hours for a full dry. The process is mercifully completely silent. You can speed that drying time to 2 hours, but it does get a bit noisier, but still not enough to disturb you. After a cleaning task, the Dyad Pro will automatically ask you to run a self-cleaning cycle. New though, it can now be scheduled, triggered manually via a button, or even activated automatically whenever the device is docked, depending on your settings. The cleaning cycle runs for just about 2 or 3 minutes and essentially runs water and soap through the mopping pads and cleans out the tubes and the hoses on the inside. All the dirty water ends up in the dirty water tank, and you can empty it when you're finished. By the way, keeping this tank emptied and rinsed will go a long way towards preventing funky smells, particularly if you have to vacuum up something like dairy. The cleaning cycle is quite loud, but it's short and it is worth doing. One more quick and handy aside, the dock actually breaks apart so you can rinse the tray safely and not need to unplug the charging. Dyad Pro has a feature that can let you know if an area is particularly dirty and thus might need more cleaning passes. Roborock calls it Dirtect. If you hit a dirtier area, the LED light ring on the top of the machine turns red, and more red means more dirt. In some machines I've found this technology to be pretty lacking, but here in the Dyad Pro I actually found it worked quite well, and the red light did light up when I was cleaning dirtier or higher traffic areas. That screen also displays information about your battery life as a number value, and if you have it connected to the Roborock app, it can also show that. Speaking of the Roborock app, well, you're not going to be operating a robot vacuum and you can't get this particular device to clean on its own. You can connect to the Roborock app to monitor various systems of the device or to trigger a cleaning cycle or to stop or start the drying procedure from the couch if you want to. Getting connected to the app is easy and the app walks you through it. If you're experiencing any trouble getting this to work, as I was, just lift the machine off its charging base. During my testing, I couldn't get it to initiate that Wi-Fi connection while it was charging. The app gives you information like the overall battery level and allows you to adjust different cleaning modes and settings. You can also schedule self-cleaning to happen anytime on the regular, so you don't have to remember to do it. Lastly, you can also adjust things like the water level or suction power, as well as initiate that fast drying or silent drying. Dyad Pro adds more battery life than its predecessor. Dyad Pro has an estimated runtime of about 43 minutes, which is longer than the 35-minute runtime for the regular Dyad. In my testing, I found that battery life estimate to be pretty accurate. While it doesn't seem like a really long time, I found it was really only taking 5 or 10 minutes to clean all my floors, so that gives me more than enough battery life for several complete cleans before I would need to recharge it. But given you're going to want to self-clean and dry the machine after each use, if you keep it on its base, you should always have a full battery. Let's look at how it works. The Dyad Pro has both a clean and a dirty water tank. The water with cleaner and the 2 rows of rollers plus 17,000 pascals of suction can inhale whatever's on your floor. To clean, fill the clean water tank and then add your cleanser if you're going to use it. Then turn the Dyad on. The rollers spin and will actually pull the device along the floor. The water and cleaner wash the floor while any wet spills are pulled into the tank. I didn't find the machine use too much water, though as I noted earlier, the water level is adjustable. There's auto mode, which is kind of an all-purpose cleaning mode, or max mode, which will give you more suction. By toggling between auto and max mode, you also seem to get different levels of water, and there is also a floor drying mode, which sucks up the water that's already on your floor and doesn't use more. So if you do feel your floor is a bit too wet, just switch to that floor dry mode. Let's get to the details though. How well does this device clean? In my testing, I used the Dyad Pro on daily cleaning to keep areas in the kitchen and near the front and back doors clean, as well as to pick up dried spills and drips in the kitchen. The Dyad Pro did a good job getting rid of daily dirt, dog paw prints, coffee spills, and more. Depending on how dry or sticky the spill is, it may require a few passes to scrub it away. I also laid out a few specific cleaning tests for it, similar to how I have tested other devices. It easily inhaled a full mug of spilled coffee, both picking up the liquid and wiping the floor clean. On melted ice cream, it also did good work all at once, and it was nice to not have to pick up the sticky ice cream first, then wash the residue off the floor after. With dry spills like oatmeal or rice, the Dyad Pro is extremely capable and it vacuums everything all up. But because whatever you take in goes into the dirty water tank, again, you want to make sure you clean it out. Now, the strainer basket didn't do what I thought it would, which was filter the solids out on its own. The oatmeal got just mixed in with everything else into the water, but I realized that just by flipping the filter basket to one side or the other, I had a de facto strainer I could simply pour the liquid through to filter out the solids, then dump into the garbage. It's actually a pretty smart design. Just rinse out any residual gunk with some water and pour it back through that strainer basket. Overall, this is a significantly improved machine over the original. On the Pro side, the Dyad Pro is effective at both wet and dry messes, and it scrubs floors really well. It's got a great battery life, and the addition of the drying of the mops helps to keep it from getting stinky. When it comes to the cons, it feels like the new version is a bit heavier and bulkier, just a bit, over the original. Some folks may find it heavy to carry up the stairs, for example, but because it does also pull itself along, it doesn't actually feel heavy while you're using it. The biggest downside to this device is not really one of its features. It's that whatever you vacuum up, you need to clean out, and depending on the nastiness of that mess, it will either be no sweat or kind of gross. In short though, I can definitely recommend the Roborock Dyad Pro to you as a really great versatile cleaner for your home. But don't take my word for it. Will it pass the puppy test? Let's see what Rainey thinks of the Roborock Dyad Pro. Rainey, do you want me to use the Roborock Dyad Pro, or do you want to help me clean up? Okay, Rainey, what should we do? Oh, are you gonna help me? You don't want me to use the Roborock Dyad Pro? Oh no, not the can. Good girl. Are you so good? The Dyad Pro sells for about $449 US, and that is the exact same price as the original, so you're getting a lot more floor cleaning for exactly the same price, which is pretty nice. There's another very similar machine made by a company called Tyneco. You can check out that review right now, or see if a robot vacuum that also vacuums, mops, cleans, and dries itself might be more your speed. Check that video out here.